Hello, my name is Danita Young, and I'm here at the WaterSense labeled home at Texas A&M AgriLife Research and Extension Center in Dallas. Today I'm going to be sharing with you one of my family favorites. It's a pork tenderloin with a cabbage-apple slaw. So first of all, we need to preheat our oven to 400 degrees, which I've already done, and now we want to sear our pork. Now I have a pork loin here that's about a half a pound to a pound in size. And I have already seasoned that with a little bit of kosher salt and pepper. So the first thing we need to do is sear this on both sides. It takes about 6 to 8 minutes. So we're going to let that brown a little bit and then we will turn that. So we're going to get that going. Just flip that over and we're going to brown it a little bit on the other side. This particular piece of pork is actually very low in fat and high in protein. And the piece that I did choose today was very lean and did not have much fat on it at all. Now remember also, once we get this into the oven, we need to make sure the internal temperature of our pork is between 145 and 170 degrees because we want to make sure and follow those food safety guidelines. Okay, I think this is seared. It's looking really good. And remember, your searing can be used with any cut of steak, chicken, any type of meat that you want to cook because it basically seals in those juices before you roast it. So let's get this in our oven-proof baking dish. I've already prepared it by spraying just a little bit of canola oil on it so that will not stick. So now I'm going to put this in the oven and I'm going to bake it for about 12 to 14 minutes. When you get this out of the oven, you need to let it rest for about 5 minutes before you slice it. Okay, we've gotten our pork out of the oven after we let that bake for about 14 to 16 minutes. Then we let that rest for about 5 minutes and then I went ahead and sliced it, as you can see here on my plate. Now we need a side to go with that. So we're going to make a cabbage and apple slaw. Now I'm going to start with about a pound of sliced Napa cabbage. If you're not familiar with Napa cabbage, it's a Chinese cabbage. It's a little different than the traditional cabbage in that it is slightly higher in protein, it's a little lower in calories, and it has a little milder flavor. So I really encourage you to try it because I think you're going to like it. So I've already prepared that. Now to that I need to add a dressing. So we're going to make a really simple, quick dressing. We're going to use 2 tablespoons of rice vinegar, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and 1 tablespoon of honey. Once we get the honey in there, we're just going to whisk that slightly to get the honey incorporated with our vinegar and our oil. Now, I also used a low sodium, fat-free vinegar, so we don't have a whole lot of added extra calories with this. Okay, now that we have that mixed up, we're going to pour that on our cabbage. We're just going to drizzle it over. And to that, we're going to add a half a teaspoon of kosher salt and a half a teaspoon of black pepper. So we're just going to take our salad fork and spoon and we're just going to incorporate that and make sure that dressing covers all of our cabbage. Once that's incorporated well, we have 2 more ingredients to add. We're going to add 1 crisp red apple. Now a Fuji or a Gala apple is the best, and I'm using a Gala today. I've already washed that and sliced that. So we're going to mix that in. And remember, when you're washing your fresh fruits and vegetables, try to capture the water in a bowl and then use that to water your houseplants. Just a little water conservation tip for the day. Okay, now that we have that mixed together, that apple's bringing out a little bit of color, but we want a little more flavor and a little more color, so I'm going to add about 1/4 cup of cilantro. And you can see that really does make a nice contrast in colors. All right, now you can smell all those wonderful ingredients coming together in our dressing. So now we're going to plate that with our pork tenderloin. Now, this particular recipe serves 4, and it's about 321 calories, which is your calories for your side and your pork. So this makes a wonderful dinner that's very quick, very easy, and I think your family's really going to enjoy. I hope your family enjoys this as much as mine does. And remember, when you're looking for a dinner tonight idea, visit us at Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service for more ideas and recipes.